guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a really exciting video. I'm doing my record collection. I've been collecting records for about 2 years. Well, I guess 4 years now. Wow, time goes fast. And I have really kind of grown my collection rapidly. It's not extremely big, but it is I'd say pretty good size. So I'm gonna start with the box sets. So the first box set that I ever got was for my favorite TV show. It is the Bob's Burgers musical album, and this was kind of pricey, but it's totally worth it to me. Inside came with a musical sheet, a lyric book, and like a bunch of posters, and I'm not gonna open them up because they're really, really big. And it also came with the album and a 7-inch. And on the side, it just has like some really cool, like all the characters from the show. So that's really cool. The next one that I got is more recent. This one is the Jon Bellion, The Growth box set. So this contains his first 3 albums. It includes The Definition, The Separation, and Translation Through Speakers. They're all pressed on white vinyl. And I don't want to take them out because they kind of fall out pretty easily, but that's them on the back. The next album I have is the Stranger Things Volume 2 album. So it's just all of the album like music from the show, and it's just a nice little gatefold with 11 right there. And this is actually one of my favorite pressings that I own. It is just this absolutely like stunning splatter. It's so cool. The back didn't really splatter as well, so it's kind of disappointing, but it's a 2-disc album, and they're both pretty much identical. There's a little bit of a difference, but they both have like one side that's really cool and one side that's like mediocre. The next album I have is 21 Pilots Vessel. This is one of like the first vinyl I ever got on soundtrack, and it is just pressed on clear, and it has the little sheet with all the lyrics and just some pictures. Pretty simple. Their vinyl game has only improved over time throughout the era. The next album I have is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. Once again, a really cool gatefold, and this is one of my favorite albums growing up as a kid. It just has such good songs as Paper Cut, Crawling, In the End, like just like some of the biggest bangers from Linkin Park. The next album I have is Mumford & Sons Babel. Once again, another favorite with a beautiful gatefold. This is one of like my favorite albums to listen to on vinyl. It just pops perfectly, it crackles perfectly. Hopeless Wanderer is also on this album, which is like, if you haven't ever listened to it, I really recommend. It's just an incredible song. Next, I have A Day to Remember's Common Courtesy. This one's really cool. Once again, it's a super long album. It's 16 songs. Well, originally 13, and then this is the bonus one. It has some of my favorite songs. Violence is on here, and Sometimes You're the Hammer, Sometimes You're the Nail. Once again, a banger. And the slip that goes in it is absolutely so cool. And this is just pressed on this like yellow splatter. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there you go. Super rad. A Day to Remember always kills the vinyl game, I have to say. I was super excited to find this at my local record store. Next, I have TV on the Radio's Seed. And so this one's kind of crazy. Let's see if I can find the little piece. There's this thing that comes with it when you buy it, and it's just sitting on top. So as you move it, it kind of does like this weird warpy thing, but it comes off. And this album is massive. It is 180 grams. And the gatefold is gorgeous. And I don't even know what else to say about it. It's 2 discs, but it's a pretty short album, I'd say. There's only like 4 songs on each album, or on each side. Next is my latest record that I just recently got, so I haven't had the chance to listen to it yet. It's Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods. So exciting. I'm a massive Justin Timberlake fan. You may not be able to tell by the rest of my collection, but yeah, he's the GOAT. He's incredible. What a beautiful shot of him. The man. Another Linkin Park, the most recent. And this is actually super cool, and I didn't even realize this until after Chester Bennington's passing. But if you look, this one comes with like this really cool shiny holographic of like all of the hands being held. So it's just a really nice album, and I really like to play this when I'm sad that I've never seen them and I will never get to. Next is a smaller 10-inch, and it is The Story So Far, or Songs of the Story So Far, my bad. And they're signed to Pure Noise, and Pure Noise is my favorite record label ever. And it is because of things like this. What is this pressing? It's absolutely incredible. And on the other side, it has the song lyrics. Like I said, Pure Noise just knows how to do it right. And I think this comes, yep, with a little download card. So, write me in the comments, by the way, if any of you guys want any of the like MP3 downloads. I have never used any of them, and pretty much every album I have comes with it, so just shoot me a message. The next one I have is Mayday Parade, Tales Told by Dead Friends. This thing is so cool. So first of all, like this is like all grainy, and when you open it up, it's literally like a comic. Like what? It's like a newspaper. I'm sorry, not a comic. And it just comes with like a bunch of like content, which Mayday Parade doing the most with packaging. Another really cool tri-color disc. This is by Fearless Records. Once again, another one of my favorite people that press vinyl. Yellow, black, and white pressing. And this came out for their 10th anniversary, I believe. And it came with like a signed picture of them. Super cool. My next album was the first album that I ever got signed. It is Joy Waves. How Do You Feel Now? Sorry, I was thinking Destruction, but that's the single. And I have this in this like nice clear thing because I took this to Backyard Barbecue, which is a thing that we have in Florida, and it's like in the mid of May, and it's super hot, and I carried this around all day to get the signed, so I keep it in a plastic sleeve to keep it safe. And one of them signed like a little snail thing, which is hysterical. And I'm gonna take it out to show you the middle, because this is awesome. I highly recommend Joy Wave. If you've never listened to them, they're like a nice like alternative, like not rock, but not pop. I don't know how to explain it. They're just like kind of electric, and they're funky. And the lead singer of this band is this dude. So he's absolutely hilarious. The next album I have is the first album that I ever got for Record Store Day. It's Walk the Moon, You Are Not Alone, live at the Greek. So this is like their live album. It's pressed on 180 gram, and it is super cool. Jenny's on here, like all of their hit songs. Jenny, Sidekick, Avalanche, Colors, Tightrope, Dump. Covers that they do, Up to You, Work, Portugal, Aqua, Lisa, Car, and Anna. So just like an absolutely incredible album to listen to if you've never listened to them, or even if you have. Just super good. Another Walk the Moon, Talking is Hard. And this has some of my favorite ones. Down in the Dumps is definitely like a really good song if you've never listened to it. I'd highly recommend. And then another Walk the Moon. I'm almost done with my Walk the Moon collection. I think I have like one more like 7-inch to collect. But this is their first album. Oh, I haven't gotten the new one yet, so I'm missing 2. The next album I have is a little bit of a change of pace from Walk the Moon. It's Wage Wars. And this is 133 out of 300. They were selling it at a music festival. This is Fearless Records, and this is actually such a cool pressing, so gotta take it out. It's like this absolutely gorgeous blue, and it's like marbled. Deadweight was one of my favorite albums from 2017. Don't fight me on it. Super good. Some people will say that their first album was better. I disagree. Because it has Gravity on here, Deadweight, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, man. If you haven't listened to them and you're a fan of metal music, go check them out. Two Door Cinema Club game show live at the KCRW. I honestly don't listen to this too much, but I'm a big Two Door Cinema Club fan, and this is just super cool to have. It has only a few songs on it. It has Bad Decisions, Changing of Seasons, Something Good Can Work, Are You Ready, What You Know, Ordinary Sun, and This Is the Life, and Sun is one of my favorite songs of all time, so naturally I had to get this. Next, I have a really big album that makes a lot of noise when you open it, but this is 21 Pilots Blurry Face Live, and it has Josh and Tyler right at the bottom and a really cool like art at the back. And so you open it up, it's gonna make some noise.
We have a new drummer, his name is Josh, and we all need to go over the part with him, make sure we're tight. It's kind of frustrating. We're really small. We're so insignificant.
So that's pretty much it. It's just like a track of like Tyler talking. But each of the like discs is a picture disc of like some part of their live show. I'm not gonna take it out because it's like a whole process, but I really recommend you looking it up if you haven't seen it. Next, I have another 21 Pilots Blurry Face. The packaging that went into this is absolutely incredible. Like even if you're not a 21 Pilots fan, you have to appreciate like this whole thing comes out and it makes like the blurry face. It's like a whole cryptic thing. I don't know the full story. And then it has so each of these is like symbolic of a different like song on the album. And they each come out, so the album basically just like comes apart, and I think that's so cool. And this is also pressed on 180, killing the game. And I'm putting this back together because if not, I will never do it. And it has like a nice gatefold with a message to their family and to the fans and all of the people that helped put the album together. And this one is actually a cool pressings. This is a split disc with red and black. There's two of them and they both have the same pattern. And I'm sure you've all heard this album, at least parts of it on the radio. Next is Little Uzi Vert. He came out with this on Record Store Day like 2 years ago, and it's super cool. It's a nice pink pressing. I don't listen to this too much, but my boyfriend's a massive fan of Little Uzi, so he's constantly playing that. Next, I have Paris White Noise. Once again, beautiful gatefold lid. And this one is a trifold, and it is just gray, white, and black. It kind of bugs me that this one is not like a perfect like line, but an incredible album. Lynn is just one of the best female singers in the like alt game for a female, like, because it's pretty much just her and Paramore nowadays. Hayley Williams, not Paramore. And my favorite song in here is definitely St. Patrick. What an incredible album. Next, I have Brendan Urie in Panic at the Disco, Death of a Bachelor. The album art is just super cool. This is my favorite album that Brendan Urie has been a part of. That it was just him. This one is black. I like Pretty Odd, but my favorite one, Vices and Virtues. This is once again just black, and I just think that there's so many really good songs on here. This is like probably my favorite Panic album, and then Death of a Bachelor, and then Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. And I actually have the Hot Topic exclusive pressing, and if you've never seen this, prepare to be amazed. What? This is so cool. Like, I'm never over it. I'm never not like in awe at how beautiful that album is. I remember that used to be all over Pinterest, and I found it on eBay. Someone was selling it for like 20 bucks, and I literally like snatched it. I had like $21 in the bank account, but worth it. Next, I have Alt J, another incredible album. This one's actually super cool because it's like a mix pressing. So this one is like a nice like clear blue. Doesn't do it justice, but it's like a nice clear blue. And then the other side is a different color. And it is just a really like cool gold color, and that's like beautiful. It's a like liquid gold color. The next album I have is once again another Alt J. This one opens up really cool, just with all the lyrics. And then I have Real Friends, Maybe This Place Is the Same and We're Just Changing, 9 out of 500. And it is just signed by the whole crew. I believe this is black. Just the full album. And then Nirvana, Bleach, and Nevermind, the two main Nirvana albums. I aspire to collect the entire collection. Mumford & Sons, Sigh No More. Once again, a massive Mumford & Sons fan. I got to see them live for the first time last year. They finally came back to Florida, and wow. If you've never seen Mumford & Sons and you're at all a fan, you have to go. They put on one of the most incredible live shows I've ever seen. Next, I have Melanie Martinez, Crybaby Extra Clutter. I know she's kind of controversial nowadays. I got this before then, and it's the only album I have by her. But I like the songs that are on here. I wish I had the full album, to be honest, as opposed to this one, but this was like hot on Urban Outfitters, and I just bought it because it was there. I'm gonna skip over to my 7 inches. These are them. I have a nice little collection, not too big. And I have Cage the Elephant, and this is black. And I don't remember what's on here. It's been a while since I've listened to this. It has, once again, a little download code. If you want it, message me. It has Amberdean and Shake Me Down. Next, I have Flowbots Handlebars. I found this at a record store and I literally lost my mind because I love this song, Handlebars by the Flowbots, but I didn't want to buy the full album, so this was a nice compromise. It has Rise and Handlebars. And then I have Mumford & Sons, a Record Store Day exclusive, and it has Believe and The Wolf on it. And then I have Paris, just a single. And then I have 21 Pilots Discwear Day, which comes with a few older ones and Doubt. So one side is like a medley of some of their older music, and then the other side is Doubt. Then I have Bleachers, I Wanna Get Better, and this has 2 different versions of I Wanna Get Better, the original and then the Vince Clarke remix. And this is actually a really cool color. Wow, just stunning. I think the combo works really well with the album art and the color of the vinyl. And they didn't market it as being blue, so it was a nice surprise when you open it up. Then I have Walk the Moon, Anna Sun. There's side A and side B, so side A is Anna Sun and side B is Any Way I Can. And then I have Mumford & Sons and Babal Mal. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. There Will Be Time, and yeah, There Will Be Time. And this is actually one of the coolest songs that Mumford & Sons has, and I really recommend you listen to it if you've never listened to it. It's just absolutely beautiful. Then I have something that came with my box set for Bob's Burgers, and it is just like a little single, and it's white like mayo, because that was the whole thing with the vinyl, is like there was a yellow and a red for ketchup and mustard, and then this is the mayo. And the songs on here are Sailors in Your Mouth, The National, Christmas Magic, The National, Bad Stuff Happens in the Bathroom, Bad Girls by St. Vincent, and Electric Love. So yeah. Then I have Bastille's Wild World Singles Club. So you had to buy these individually, and then one of them came with the box. So on here, really quickly, Blame with another version of Blame, Glory with another version of Glory, Send Them Off, and this one, instead of having another version of Send Them Off, they have the Descents. And then this one came with Good Grief and an additional version of Good Grief. And I think this thing is super cool. Bastille always does something like really incredible with their vinyl, so I'm excited to see what they do with the next album. Then I have 3 more. Real Friends, the songs about the past year of my life. It has Dirty Water, Hebron, and Alexander Supertramp. If I can take it out. And each of these was like a different color. This one's the nice little yellow one. There's also one that was like brown. I'm really glad I don't have that one. Not that brown is a bad color. I just like yellow more. And then I have Group Love's Tongue Tied Live, and it is signed. And this is BoJack Horseman, I've heard, on the front. I'm not entirely sure how true that is, but side A is Don't Fly Too Close to the Sun, and side B is Tongue Tied Live. So the final one I have is the LCLP Ohio vinyl. And if you're a 21 Pilots fan and you're into vinyl, you've probably seen this somewhere. It's just in the shape of Ohio, and it's super cool. Side B has Ode to Sleep, and side A has Forest and Fall Away. And if you've never seen this, you put the needle on the inside, and then it plays out, so you don't actually play it like on the Ohio. But I thought that was really creative. I'd never seen anything like it at the time, so I was really excited to pick it up. And it is a pain in the butt to put in the sleeve. The only complaint I have is I wish that they had something better to like store this on, because it's kind of a pain. Next, I have Bring Me the Horizon, That's the Spirit. And what a beautiful like inside. I have Beartooth's Disgusting, and I already pre-ordered the new one. The new album, not the new one. And this has some really, this entire album is awesome. And if you've never listened to it, I highly recommend. And this is one of the coolest vinyl I own, because when you open it, it's like a little pop-up book, and they gave you little stickers to put of each of the band members. And I believe this is black, but just double checking. Oh no, this one isn't black. This one is white. Beartooth man, always doing the most. Caleb Shomo is the bomb. I'll put this one back later. I'm probably gonna listen to it after. I have Blink 182. It's just so funny. I think Blink 182 is just such a like a troll band. I love them, but I think everything that they do is just so funny. And this is Enema of the State with a beautiful blue pressing to go with it. And I'm actually wearing their sweatshirt from California. Next, I have Beach House's Depression Cherry. And this is like a nice like velvet. It's absolutely incredible. And then I'm gonna grab the rest of the stack I have. I have Bastille Wild World. And this does not open up. And then Fall Out Boy Infinity on High. And this one is, once again, a gorgeous, like, one of the most beautiful vinyl I own, for sure. I have Plans by Death Cab for Cutie. Soul Meets Body was my anthem as like a 7-year-old. I have the actual album from the Bob's Burgers soundtrack. And it opens up like this. Oh wait, my bad. It opens up 3 times. And it's just the entire street. I have Knuckle Puck's most recent album, Shapeshifter. And this one is a really cool split purple and clear. And then I have one of my favorite bands of all time, The Killers, Sam's Town picture disc. I have The Killers Hot Fuss, and this is the original pressing. This is not the repress. 180 grams of beautiful. And I wish that this camera took up the full beauty of this album, because it's just an awesome like marble color. I have John Bellion's The Human Condition, and this is just a nice clear pressing. And then I have Badlands by Halsey. Iconic. And this one is a nice little bubblegum pink color. And then following the Halsey trend, I know, you all know what's coming next. Room 93. This is just a nice little blue color as well. Most of the colored vinyls I have for some reason are just blue. I don't know why. And then I have Group Love, Big Mess, and this is literally just like a big mess on the inside. And I think it's really funny that they made their album pressing kind of a mess. Fits the album. And this is one of my favorite albums that they've ever put out. I know some people prefer the earlier stuff, but I thought this was just like a nice little fun change from, well, I don't know, kind of the same, kind of different. And then my last album, The Great Gatsby soundtrack. This is just, I was so excited to finally own this because Florence and the Machine is on here, Beyonce's on here, Jay-Z's on here, Jack White is on here. Florence and the Machine does this song called Over the Love of You, and if you've never seen the movie or you've ever heard the song, you have to look it up. It's her vocal range is just insane. And then Sia's on here, Nero's on here, Lana Del Rey's on here. So I really recommend checking it out. So that is it for my record collection, and I hope to find you guys here next time. Bye.